Good morning. Hello. Welcome to my channel, Traveling with Diamonds, because I travel a lot for work and sometimes personal travel. This is a WIP in Trat. WIP stands for Work in Progress. I'm a diamond painter. Welcome to my channel. I thank you so much for coming here. This is a diamond painting. This is schoolwork with friends. Schoolwork and friends. It's Hermione from Harry Potter. I started, if you look at the date here, I started this 9/1/2023. I started this for Drills and Chills 2 years ago and only made it, only made it one row in. I think some of this, I think you can see it here, some of this like color blocking just did me in the top. It's a big square piece, and so I haven't worked on it much. So it's fun to pull out an old piece and work on it a little bit. So I am working today with a pen, and I don't know where it came from, but it is one of my favorite pens. This nice blue pen. I have a 12 placer. I use pink wax. Yeah, so that's what I'm working with today. This is the cover minder that came with the kit. This was a kit back when you got washi tape and cover minders. I use a Muni-made tray. These are just my favorite trays. I have them in all of the colors. Not all the colors, but a lot of the colors. So I'm using a Muni-made tray. And yeah, we're going to work on this section. I need to cut it. Let's get that done. I'm fiddling with the plastic. I shouldn't be doing that. Okay. I have a little ceramic cutter here. Don't cut too far down. I do appreciate the perforations in the newer kits. Oh. I think I cut at an angle, not a straight line. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we can get it. That's not too bad. I just won't do that last row. Okay, so sorry, I seem to need all my concentration to do that. Where's the magnet? There it is. This cover, the plastic cover, is very thin. I'm glad they've gone to a thicker plastic cover now at Diamond Art Club. But the drills are good. Something I don't know if you can notice it over here a little bit, but there's silver lines around the, each symbol. There's silver box to put your drill in or whatever, and the silver lines are shining through the, with my multi-placing, the silver lines are shining through the blue here. Up close, you may not see that in camera. Yeah, you may not see that in camera. It may just be the up close. I use an Elizabeth Ward tray. And then I have some extras, some that didn't fit in the tray. I've been interested in buying some of those half-size Elizabeth Ward type. I don't think they're made by Elizabeth Ward type trays, but for when this happens, when you have some drills that don't fit in the Elizabeth Ward tray, because you have so many colors. But I've been wanting to get some of the half-size ones that I've seen people have. I've seen a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of diamond painting YouTubers have those half-size ones. So I looked around, and I kind of searched for it on the internet. Of course, what comes up is Temu or AliExpress. And I'm not a huge fan of Temu or AliExpress. I think they don't have the best business practices. Kind of annoyed when I go on their websites. But sometimes I guess you gotta do it. So I bought some half size, and they are shipping on a plane on Monday. Because they come from China. So luckily they weren't very expensive because it's Temu. I bought a bunch of them. I bought like 6. So hopefully they show up. I hope they, I don't know. I'm tracking them on Temu's thing, and Temu sends me an email about every half day, and I'm not too fond of that because there's like, get a free thing, get a free thing, get a free purchase, get a free purchase, get a free. If you go on their website, you have to close 15 things about free purchase with, free item with purchase, blah 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 blah. It's overwhelming. Their website's overwhelming, and the products don't seem to be that great. I'm sure you can find things that are good at these places, but and I'm sick of their commercials. But yeah, they just haven't marketed to me very well, Temu. But they seem to be the only place to get those half size. They seem to be the only place to get those half size drills. So those half size trays. So we will see. I guess next week I'll let you know if I got them. Next week I'll be working on my drills and chills kit. If you saw on my channel, I unboxed Trick or Treat with Cat. It's gonna be my very large drills and chills kit because I like the big black cat. And actually, what's funny is that big black cat is bigger than my cat physically. Like, if my cat lays down on it, that cat is bigger than my cat. So that's kind of interesting. My cat's at my feet. I do think I've looked at that kit quite a bit. I kitted it up. Another one where it went into more than one Elizabeth Ward trays, but it only fills up like one column of the next tray. So hopefully those half-size trays come in stock. But the Trick or Treat kit, I've looked at it quite a bit now. I'm excited to work on it. I'm not excited by its size, but I'm excited to work on it nonetheless. And interestingly enough, I think it's too big to fit in I have like a, what do you call it? Having trouble seeing these A's and K's. A's and K's. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. I have a portfolio, like a big portfolio that I put under my bed, and that's where I put all my finished diamond paintings. And and I think the Trick or Treat with Cat is actually too big to fit in there. So it'll be interesting if I finish it, what I do with it. I will probably have to roll it up and put it stored somewhere. I've looked at that image quite a bit because I had it sitting on my ottoman for a little while I kitted it up. I think the size is too big for the image. I think the image could have been done in a smaller scale. I don't think there's any detail you're getting from the larger image. And who knows, maybe that is why they didn't market it. They put it in a mystery box. I don't know. Maybe that's why maybe that's why, you know, it didn't get sold directly because it was definitely an older kit than the current kits. Like, I don't know when that mystery box was, but it wasn't that long ago. But it had the reason why I say that is it had the ABs at the front of the you know, at the 100s and stuff, were the ABs, the one under 150. And they've stopped doing that and they put the ABs at the end now on their sticker sheets. So it had a sticker sheet that had the ABs at the front. So it wasn't, I don't know when they started putting the ABs on the sticker sheet. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know when they started putting them at the end instead of the beginning. But all the old kits had them at the beginning. And I guess this Trick or Treat kit did too. So I am excited to work on that kit. I think I can fit it on my TV tray here that I work on. It's nice when the kit like this one is the width of the TV tray, because I just hang it off one way or the other. But yeah, we'll have to work with the width of that one being wider than the TV tray. We'll just have to work with it a little bit. We'll have to let some of it hang off the side, depending on what section we're working on. So, I am back on the Discord server. So let me tell you that story. So, I know in one of my WIP chats, I talked about being kind of kicked off. Well, see, what I forgot. And I don't know that they actually kicked me off as much as I think my app is messing up, and I think I confused Discord, because see, like 9 or 10 months ago I joined the Discord with my phone number. I didn't associate my email address with it, and I kind of forgot that, because I don't know, I forgot. And so when I tried to log in, I thought I had one, and when I tried to log in, I didn't have an account with my email address, so I thought, oh, I need an account. So I started a new account. So that's the account where I kind of did the snafu, and I posted my video to the YouTube channel on the Crafters Den Discord, and they took it down, and I didn't really understand what was happening, so I posted it again, and then I got in trouble. And I couldn't post anything, but I didn't understand the rule. So that finishes the butterfly. Isn't she pretty? So that was kind of disappointing, and I was very embarrassed for messing that up. What is the cat doing? I don't know. What are you doing? Making an interesting noise. So, I've tried to delete that account for my email address so I can associate my email address with my phone number account. So I got back on my phone number account, and Discord works fine, and the Crafters Den works fine. So I'm back in the Crafters Den, and I'm following the rules, and I'm making sure that I'm posting appropriately and stuff like that, and I'm trying to engage, and, really I'm trying to make friends. I need more community in my life, and I'm trying to make friends, and I like the Discord for that. People who have a shared interest. That's pretty cool. So back on the Discord, and then what was nice was when I got back on with my phone number, Sophie from the Diamond Painting Help Desk, who runs the Discord, I think she's, kind of in charge of it. She set up a YouTube channel under the main chat channel and let anybody put their YouTubes up there. And so that was great, because I've had a little bit of trouble promoting it. Somebody commented, you know, and I thank them a lot, commented on one of my posts and said to put hashtags associated with the video. So I did that. So hopefully that'll help me get more views. But from Sophie putting from Sophie putting the YouTube channel up where people could post, I ended up with 7 subscribers. I'm so excited. Thank you so much if you're one of my subscribers. And if you're not, consider subscribers. I'm still trying to figure out what all kind of content I'm going to do. But I do want to do a WIP and chat every week. It'll probably be on Saturdays, actually. I'm just going to be out of town this Saturday. It'll probably be on Saturdays or Sundays that'll come out. You know, eventually I may have a regular schedule, but for now I don't really. And, you know, thank anybody who's liked my videos, you know, comment on my videos. I'd love to get to know you. Let me know about you. How long have you been diamond painting? What kind of pictures do you like to diamond paint? You know, what are you doing for drills and chills? Are you participating? And what picture are you doing? Drills and Chills is hosted by Katie from Diamonds and Washi, which is like my favorite diamond painting channel on YouTube is Diamonds and Washi. Yeah, Katie, and then it's Emeralds and Fairy Lights. Oh, what's her name? Oh, I can't think of it. My cat's meowing. Oh, her name is I'll think of it. But yeah, Drills and Chills is from them, and you know, there's a there's a channel on the Discord for the Drills and Chills, and I kind of like it better than the Facebook channel. The Facebook posts, the Facebook group. I don't know why. I think people are just different on the Discord a little bit. I don't know why. But thank you so much if you subscribed. I appreciate it. I don't expect my channel to grow real fast. But, you know, I'm just hoping that maybe I like WIP and chat so much. Maybe somebody else will like the way I do a WIP and chat. You know, they'll like diamond painting along with me, or, you know, listening to it like a podcast or whatever, like I do for the other channels. Anyway, I just touched the camera. I didn't mean to, the phone. Yeah, so I have to count sometimes. I can't count and talk at the same time. I counted wrong. I'm taking this kit with me to my dad. So today I'm heading to my dad's house in Greensboro, Georgia, to hang out with him for the weekend. But I think I'll take this diamond painting just in case there's some downtime and I can work on it while he watches TV or while we watch football or something. Because college football starts this weekend. And excited about that. I went to Georgia Tech, so they play tonight. So I'm a fan. They don't always do great, but you know, they do okay. They go to bowls a lot, bowl games, so they're like doing enough to wins to go to a bowl game, but not enough to win a division or what are they called. So I like watching Georgia Tech play, and then I like watching Alabama play. So my dad and my mom, when she was alive, worked at the University of Alabama. This was my dad's like second job. He retired from, you know, more of a corporate job and took a job at the university. And then my mom got her master's in library science. She was a teacher. She was a middle school teacher, and she got her master's in library science, and she worked at the university as well. So, and I live in Alabama. And when you live in Alabama, they expect you to, you know, be an Auburn or an Alabama fan. It's funny. The funny story is when I first moved here, our office was like one of those rent-a offices. So we were renting like 4 offices in this shared workspace or whatever, and they had a Christmas party. And the Christmas party, at the Christmas party, they had people talk about where they were going for Christmas, you know, and it was funny. This was 2019. This was pre-COVID. They had everybody tell where they're, and I said, well, I'm going to Tuscaloosa, and I just said Tuscaloosa, and the room said Roll Tide. I didn't say I was going to the University of Alabama for anything, or I was, I didn't mention the University of Alabama. I said Tuscaloosa. My parents used to live in Tuscaloosa. My dad has since moved to Greensboro, Georgia. And I think, my dad moved to be closer to family, and because my sister lives in Atlanta. And my brother lives in South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina. So he's a little closer to both of them. And he's closer to his travel group. He has a travel group that he goes everywhere around the world with. He's doing an Alaskan cruise the end of next week. A little late in the season for an Alaskan cruise. It'll be interesting. So I'm going to visit him this weekend. I'm excited to see his dog. His dog's name is Pip. And Pip and I have quite the bond. I think it was just because I knew him as a puppy, and I when I lived in Kentucky, he was a coworker's dog had puppies. Oh, it's 7:00. It's time for the cat's call for the feeders. So coworkers' dogs had puppies, and my parents wanted a puppy. He's a Cocker Spaniel. And so I used to go and see the puppies, and I took Pip from Kentucky down to Alabama. Well, I took him to Tennessee, and my parents met me halfway. So Pip and I've dog sat for him and stuff like that. So Pip and I have quite the little bond, but he's getting old. So I get to see Pip. I'm not taking the cats. Sometimes when I go to my dad's, I take the cats. But I'm not taking the cats this time because it's a pain to take the cats. They're heavy. They do okay on the drive. Like, they do okay in a car. But it's just such a pain to... A lot of these drills are sticking together. Stream of consciousness today, I guess. I don't know what's causing that. I can kind of rub them between my fingers and get them to separate. But a lot of these drills are sticking together. Hmm. So, yeah, I'm excited to see Pip. I'm not taking the cats. The cats, you know, they do okay in the car. They don't like it. But, you know, they're going to be 15 more times happier if they're here at their house. And they love the cat sitter. Love, love, love the cat sitter. They think she is just the best thing ever. Of course, she gives them lots of treats. So that's probably why they love her. But the am I counting wrong all the time? I don't understand. Are these just hard to see? So not taking the cats, because you have to take a sandbox and you have to take food and you have to take, you know, and they get along with the dog, but they get along with the dog okay, but it takes a while for them to get along with the dog because the dog gets so excited that the cats are there, like so excited. So excited, and the cats are like, we're not as excited to see you as you are as us. So it takes some, you know, takes them time to get used to each other. But anyway, the cats will stay here and the cat sitter will come, and that will be better for them. A little more expensive for me, but better for them. So yeah, so today I will do the drive. It takes me, so I drive an electric car. So I have to charge. My electric car is 5 years old. It's a Tesla Model 3. So I drive an electric car. So I have to charge once or twice. I have had in 5 years a little bit of battery degradation, and I never bought. I bought a very base model of the Model 3 when I bought it. I have full self-driving, but you know, as far as range, I think the EPA range on my car was 250 miles. I think I get about 200 nowadays. Sometimes 150. Depending on the weather. The weather should be fine. We shouldn't have a weather issue. We shouldn't have any kind of, weather issue. Too hot or something like that. Or too cold. Both of those things affect the battery charging and stuff like that if it's too hot or too cold. And they affect how much energy I use, you know. So we'll drive. I probably will start the drive around 11 or 12. So I'll get there at dinner time because I lose a time zone. Because I live in Central Time and my dad lives in Eastern Time. In fact, all my family lives in Eastern Time. But I like Central Time. I think it's the best of the time zones I've lived in. I have lived in Mountain, which is just a weird time zone because you get some things that happen on Pacific Time and some things that happen on Central Time. You don't ever have anything that happens on Mountain Time. That's not a time zone that seems to, you know, they schedule things for, you know. The Central Time is good. I like that it's like silly things, but, you know, I like being like an hour behind. I'm an hour behind most of my coworkers because our office is pretty small in Huntsville. So I like being an hour behind. I'm really, really close to I'm really far east, right? So I'm really, really close to the line for the central and the, so we get, the sun rises and sets closer to Eastern time. But if that makes sense, I think I'm babbling about the time zones now. So sorry about that. Yeah, I live far east in the time zone. So it's a big time zone. So like when I go work out with my trainer, I work out at 5:45, and now it's getting dark. It's very dark at 5:45 in the morning. These stars are out. The crickets sing. There's been a chill in the air in the mornings. So that's nice. That's saying fall's coming. My workout today was pretty good. I think my trainer's getting more efficient with the workouts. He's not super inventive with the workouts. I feel like we do deadlifts every session, and I don't mind a deadlift. I need to work on my hip hinge. Like it's good, but I feel like we do, a hip hinge every week, every session. I go twice a week. We do a deadlift, and I'm gonna get better at deadlifts. But I want to get better at push-ups, and I want to get better at chest press, and I want to get better at my squat range, and there's a lot I want to get better at. We don't always. I need to probably talk to the trainer about that. But he's new. He's newer to training, but not crazy new to training. He's got all the certifications and everything. It's just I'm not sure. I like my trainer. I like him okay. I'm just not sure, about the long terms with this trainer. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. Something that was kind of cool this morning is I start to see definition in my arms. Especially when they're contracted, I'm starting to see a bicep. I'm starting to see a line between my bicep and my, the extra fat that hangs down. I have extra skin and fat that hangs down over the tricep. And I don't know if that'll ever tighten. It's because of weight loss, and it's not a lot of skin. It's just a little lax right there, and some of that's just age. So I don't know if my tricep will ever get defined. We'll see. I do try to eat good protein to build muscle. I try to eat about 100 grams of protein a day. I haven't been tracking it lately, so I probably should get back to tracking it. Yeah, so my trainer, it's good. I'm getting a good workout. I am, the good things. I'm getting a good workout. He is nice enough and pleasant enough. He seems to understand my goals and my, he seems to understand my goals and everything. So, maybe it'll be great. It's just not great yet. But I'm getting a good workout, so I feel like I'm getting my money's worth, Like, I didn't want to, I didn't want to not get my money's worth out of it. And then after this, I'm going to pack and shower. And Then I have a massage at... I have a massage in about 3 hours, and that's exciting. I need a massage. I have a very tight hamstring. I need somebody to work on it. Yeah, I need somebody to work on it. So that's the plan today, to go, go to my dad's, and then tomorrow meeting with a friend from college. So I'm excited about that. And her twins are coming. Her twins are, I don't know how old, but I think like school aged. And I haven't seen them in years. I haven't seen her in years. So I'm excited to get to catch up with her. We're having brunch tomorrow in Athens, Georgia, where she lives, which is about 45 minutes away from where my dad lives, in Greensboro, Georgia. So excited about that. And yeah, so let's see. The cats have their new sandbox. I have their old sandbox still out. I'm not cleaning. I'm not letting it clean though. I'm not letting it rake, so that entice them to use the new sandbox. But Wally's he fits in it. But he's a big cat. He's like 15 pounds. But he fits in the new sandbox, the circular one, the sphere one. The spin something is what it's called. But he fits in there. And I've seen him use it. But he still wants to go to the old sandbox. Eventually, I will remove the old sandbox. It's just only been like a week. So I haven't removed the old sandbox yet. I've made it harder to get to. But they're cats. They can get there if they want to. So, yeah, the cats are doing good. You heard their calls for their feeders. I have their feeders filled up. I have the water filled up for the cat sitter. And I can always check. I can check the water and the feeders and the sandbox on the app. So it's nice when I travel. I can always check on the cats, make sure they're drinking water, make sure they're eating, make sure the feeder's working, it's not clogged, make sure the, cat box is spinning and stuff like that. So, so that's good. I'm listening to the cats. They're funny. They're chasing some sort of toy. They have toys all over the place. They're chasing some sort of toy. I did get a new scratching post for them. The other scratching post, they had pulled all of the fabricy rope off of it. It looked like it grew hair. So I wanted a new scratching post, so I got a new scratching post. I have the old one in the guest room, which is also my office, the office / guest room. So I will probably get rid of it at some point, but I wasn't ready to get rid of the old one, so I just put it in there. When somebody comes to stay with me, maybe the time that I get rid of the the scratching post. That's the word. Sometimes I wonder, is it just because I'm filming that I can't remember the words? Or, what? Is it a little, it's a little hard to get used to. It's a little outside my comfort zone. It's a little hard to get used to talking to a camera. And I'm not the best editor. That is something I've just, recently picked up with this, is how to, edit videos. And I was just proud on one of my videos I could edit the coughs out. But the, I'd like to edit the ums out. But that would take a lot of time. I'm an ummer. Something that reminds me of when I say I'm an person. It just happens. It's so, like now I'm just saying it and I say it without realizing it. So and I say us too, us. I think you say it when you're trying to get your brain straight. So I did Toastmasters. I did it when I lived in Lexington, Kentucky. I did the first whatever session. I completed the main thing of Toastmasters. I didn't go on to the higher categories, but I did the main one and got the certificates and everything. And during Toastmasters, when you're giving your speeches, if you don't know what Toastmasters is, it's a group and a program where you learn to do public speaking. And you give speeches every week. And on different topics and different things you try. And somebody has a bell. And every time you go or they ring the bell. And let me tell you, that will cure you of your ums and your uhs. So I need the bell back. I need the bell back when I'm doing these WIP and chats, so that I don't say my ums and uhs. And it's funny, like I'm sitting here and I'm realizing I just say it. I say it almost instinctively after every sentence while I'm thinking of the next one. I say I wonder if I do that when I'm talking to people in person, or if it's just in this medium that I do it. Do I say a lot when I talk to somebody in person? Maybe. I'll have to think through that. Now I'm just amused by my ums. So I trying to get back into walking. The weather has cooled down. When it's 90 degrees, I will not go for a walk. Actually, when the feels like is over 87, 88, I don't want to go for a walk. I've kind of got that rule for myself. When the feels like is over 87 or 88, I don't want to go for a walk. So I try to get in my walks. So let me back up a little bit of why I've tried to get back into walking. I've always wanted to get back in. I try to do a 30-minute walk every day. I try to get my steps in. I sit. I sit at my desk. I sit at work. I sit here diamond painting. I do a lot of sitting, and I want to make sure I get my steps, in. And so something that kind of came up recently is on my GLP-1 that I've been taking since September of 2023. We're trying to lower the dose of my maintenance dose because I want to feel hunger. I want the food noise and stuff like that benefit of it, and the cravings benefit of it, because it stops my cravings. But I want to feel hunger for meals, because I think that's natural. So we're trying to go to a lower dose, which for a while my insurance was blocking that lower dose for some reason. So so when we put in for the lower dose, my insurance said that I had to comply with Omada. Omada is an app that reminds me of Noom, if you've ever done that app. I think it's the same concept. But anyway, it's the Amada app because I have Express Scripts insurance for my prescriptions. I have a plan with them, so they want me to comply with Omada. So what's interesting is they wanted me to comply with Omada when my prior authorization came up, like in March or something like that. They wanted me to comply with Omada, and Omada denied me because I didn't need to lose weight. Omada denied me. So this time, Omada did not deny me, and they let me in. So now I'm an Omada participant, and then they're going to send me a scale. So, and I guess I have to weigh on the scale. Why did that one not pick up? I have to weigh on the scale every week to be compliant, because you have to be compliant with Omada to get the get the insurance to cover the GLP-1, the Zepbound that I'm on. So it's interesting. It's a hoop. I'm not 100% sure why the insurance company is doing it. I think one thing because they know some people won't comply, and then they won't have to pay. I know that's kind of awful, but I kind of think that's part of it. But I'm going to comply because I want my $25 GLP-1. I'm very, very lucky. I realize I am. I'm very, very lucky and very blessed that I have insurance that covers it, and that I only pay $25 because it's an expensive drug. I think I use Amazon Pharmacy for it, and I think without insurance it was going to be $500. That's a lot every month. So I'll take my 25. So my lower dose is shipping because I downloaded the Omada app, and I guess that was all I needed to do to comply for this month. But next month I'll have to weigh in 4 times and engage with the app 4 times. So I put in the app, they wanted you should make a goal. And so I made a goal to walk 15 minutes a day. Which I usually walk 30 when I walk. But 15, maybe that can convince me to just do 15 sometimes, just to get it in every day. I think it's important. Something I read when it was keeping the weight off or something like that was produced by, they had all these things that people who kept the weight off did, all these, and one of them was always walking. They walk every day. They walk for an hour every day. And I have not built up to an hour. I only walk at 30 minutes at lunch, Sometimes I can split my walking and do 30 minutes at lunch, 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at lunch, or 30 minutes at lunch and 30 minutes after work. So it kind of depends on the temperature and all that. I have a walking pad. It's in my hallway right now, between the guest room and its bathroom. So I can pull it out into the living room and put it in front of the TV, basically, and watch TV while I walk. But I haven't been doing that. I need to do it. I need to use that walking pad. It's not too hard to transfer it. I need to use the walking pad, though. When I don't walk outside, because walking outside is always the preference. Always the preference to walk outside. Yeah, so try to trying to build that walking habit back up, because while we had the 90-degree weather, I didn't walk as much as I should. Because you want to stay walking to keep the weight off. I kept the weight off for 10 months. So my weight varies a lot through the month, and I know that's hormonal. But my weight can vary by about 6 or 7 pounds during the month. And I do take hormones. I'm perimenopausal. I was having night sweats, and I took the pill for it for a couple of years. It's like I turned 40 and I started having night sweats. And so I took the pill, was the solution. And I was having another issue, and the pill was definitely the solution for that. But then I ended up with osteopenia, which is the precursor to osteoporosis. I had broken my foot, and the foot doctor, when it finally got healed, it took it a long time to heal. She was like, you need to go get a bone scan. And she had looked at the x-rays and stuff, so I trusted her. So I told my doctor, I said, the foot doctor wants me to get a bone scan. She kind of understood. So I got a bone scan. It was it was last May. Like, not this past May, the May before that. So May 2024, I got a bone scan, and I was diagnosed with osteopenia. And osteopenia, is the bone loss, just not as great as osteoporosis. So there's some research. I did a lot of research. There's some research that says that the progestin in the pill can cause bone loss. So I stopped taking the pill, but I was still having, hot flashes at night, or night sweats, basically. And, my periods were getting, hopefully you don't mind listening to this. I guess it's kind of personal, but, my periods were getting further apart. And, and so my hormones were definitely changing. And now I'm 44, and I take bioidentical hormones. I take progesterone, micronized bioidentical progesterone, I guess. From a compound pharmacy. I take that at the last half of my cycle, and I take estrogen for the first 7 days of my cycle as a cream, and as a cream that I just put on my leg. So that has solved the night sweats. I'm not having night sweats, which is good. That has made my cycles more regular, which is good. So all that. So I don't know why I started down this rabbit hole of that, but yeah, I take hormones. So that may affect my weight. That's how we got here. The hormones may affect my probably my water balance in my body, cause a little bloating and stuff like that. So my weight fluctuates by about 6-7 pounds. So when I walk, I listen to podcasts. The cat is next to me, and you can't see him on camera, but he is rubbing up against the side of me. I don't think I can get him on camera, but this Wally. Wally the cat. But I listen to podcasts, so some of my favorite podcasts are Factually with Adam Conover. I like, what is it? Stuff You Should Know. I like that podcast. That's the one I listened to yesterday on my walk, was Stuff You Should Know. I like Armchair Expert sometimes. They have a new one. It's like Mom's Car or something like that. And it's okay. We'll see how that one turns out. So yeah, I try to find podcasts. So if you have any recommendations for podcasts, let me know. Because I always try to find a podcast to listen to during my walks. Sometimes I listen to music, but most of the time I listen to a podcast. And then I spend most of my TV time on YouTube. I really like diamond painting content. I'm finding more and more diamond painters on YouTube, trying out, watching, their content, seeing if I like them. Hopefully people are trying to find, are listening to my content, seeing if they like me. But yeah, I watch a lot of Disney vloggers, like theme park vloggers in Orlando, and it is Halloween season in Orlando already. So Disney World is doing Mickey's Not So Scary party, which I enjoy so much. I've been 2 or 3 times to a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, and it is so much fun. It's a great parade, a great fireworks show, great characters that are out. It's a separately ticketed event that happens, and it's a lot of fun. So I've been watching content on that because that started. And then something that's interesting that I like to watch, but I would never go, is I watch content on Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. And I don't mind watching the YouTube content, but man, I'm a scaredy cat. I don't want to watch a horror film. I don't want to be scared. I don't like jump scares. I don't like, like any of that. And so, but I don't mind watching the YouTube content on it. So Halloween Horror Nights started last night, I think, at Universal in Orlando. And so kind of excited to get some of the content that'll come out, because I do like these vloggers on the on that content. I watch Mammoth Club and Tim Tracker. I think I've linked them below on maybe my first video. My first get to know me video. But yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube. That is what I consume more than I consume streaming TV or movies. But I am still watching Sullivan's Crossing. And yeah, I'm still watching Sullivan's Crossing on Netflix. And it's pretty good. I like it. And yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up soon, I think. Let's see. Am I reading anything? No, I need to be reading. But I'm just not not feeling the reading right now. But I wish I was reading. I might try audiobooks. I know a lot of people listen to audiobooks when they diamond paint, but I haven't tried that. I think I have an Audible account. I don't think it has credits or anything in it. But yeah, maybe I'll try to listen to some books. It wouldn't be bad to listen to books on the drive. Actually, I don't know, maybe I'll set that up. See if I can get an Audible credit. I know you can get them from the library. Maybe it's called Libby. I have to look into that. I don't know if I'll have time to look into that today before my drive. So I'll probably listen to podcasts on the drive. But who knows? Maybe I will figure out how to listen to audiobooks and do some of that. I usually just watch YouTube while I diamond paint. But I think we're going to leave it there. I got some of the hair of this section done today. I'm trying to finish this section before I drive to Georgia. But I thank you guys so much for joining me today. And, you know, I hope people like me. You know, so like and comment, and if you got to the end of the video, I've seen so many YouTubers do this. If you've got to the end of the video, I want a flower emoji. Can you put a flower emoji in the comments? Yeah, let's try that. So thank you. Have a wonderful long weekend, or whenever you're watching this. I hope you have a wonderful day and a week. And I'm so glad you were here. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.